Hey, what's up? Good morning. We've got a lot of interesting news to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about Xbox either having a big problem or everything's going according to plan with their consoles flatlining, particularly in London, in the UK. So we'll talk about that. We've got Konami is rumored to be coming out with an addition to the Metal Gear series. So we're talking Metal Gear 6. Hopefully not a repeat of Metal Gear Survive. And we'll look at the article and talk about that. And lastly, Gearbox is over at Take-Two now. Take-Two and Embracer Group came to an agreement, and now your Borderlands series is over at Take-Two, and it is rumored that they are, or I think it's been confirmed that they're making another game. So Borderlands 4, maybe? So we'll be talking about that. All that with a lot more sprinkled in. Let's get into the live stream. Good morning. Good morning. We were talking a lot before this thing went up. It's like you guys beat me like hardcore. Like it was bad.
We came prepared.
Prepared. Exactly.
We did.
Which is good. It's good. So I got on here, it's like wiping the sleep out of my eyes, and you guys were like, all right, we're ready whenever you are. I was like, there you go.
So you got more work to do getting everything ready though, so it's all good.
I appreciate that. So we'll start with Scotty. Scotty, like we were talking about, freaking your videos with Kai. You guys go into a range of topics, and it's absolutely funny seeing you guys bounce off each other. It's hilarious.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And he's our resident, I guess, dual console player. Also, do you have a Twitch at all?
No, I need to look into that.
Okay.
I do have an old Twitch account, but I think I probably need to update it to the G-Men network tag because it's my old tag.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Right on, man. Welcome to the stream, dude. Happy to have you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Freaking in Nosig. I was calling you Nosig for the longest time, and then you corrected me. It's Nosig.
I picked a terrible name. Like 50% of people get it wrong.
Right on.
It's all good. Just call me whatever. Just call me that guy. It's good.
Nas, and you had, it makes you seem mysterious. And I gotta say, the voice, you're like a hard-boiled private investigator. It's crazy. It's like, and when we talked offline, I was like, dude, you sound like you could do voice work. It's crazy. That voice is nuts.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Freaking. So I wanted to get started with like some fun stuff, but I am all over the place. So if it happens, it happens, right? Oh, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. So we've got a few things. It's pretty much pop culture. It's getting more into the entertainment side of things, But I wanted to start out with like Pirates of the Caribbean. It looks like they're rebooting the series. Are you guys a fan of the series? Like, did Johnny Depp, when he was unceremoniously kicked to the curb, were you guys like, it's like, I'm off Pirates of the Caribbean? I gotta say, I was one of those guys. It's like, if he's not in it, I'm not gonna watch it, But how do you guys feel about them rebooting the entire series?
I mean, that's great for me because I've never seen any of them.
Nice.
I know of it. I know how popular it is. I think were there like 4 or 5 movies, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah, I want to say yes. Yeah, they've got a freaking Rolodex full of them, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, there were 5. Yeah, Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, At World's End. I'm totally not reading this. On Stranger Tides, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Right on. Okay. There you have it. There you have it. Well, that is really interesting, man. So you got no dog in that fight at all.
No.
Right on. All right.
Not at all. I think, I just couldn't. I don't know. It's just didn't appeal to me.
Right on.
I'm not too sure why, but that's not to discredit anyone that watches it or anything like that. It's just for me. Just I don't know. Just went into the whole pirate thing. Yeah. So, are you a fan of it, Fox or Nas? You guys watch it?
I've watched like 2 or 3 of them.
So I can't remember how many I've watched. I I really don't know. I think I watched to At World's End. No. I think I watched because Barbossa's in the 4th one, but jeez, I don't know.
Yeah,
honestly,
I
when I heard the news,
know.
I was actually talking with my wife about this,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, outside of Johnny Depp and Hugo Weaving, who did Davy Jones, I remember individual performances from those movies.
Yeah.
Hugo Weaving, Jeffrey Rush, who does Barbossa.
Okay.
Who's just a terrific actor. I love that guy. Watch The King's Speech if you haven't. He's just terrific in that.
Okay.
And Keira Knightley, she's fantastic as well.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to talk about a strong female character? She's really, really good.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I don't remember any of it. I remember the performances.
Yeah.
The performances were the most compelling part about it, but I don't really remember the story. And Johnny Depp was the most compelling part about it.
Yes.
You take him out, what are you going to be replacing him with?
Yeah. It's like,
and is it going to be enough? I don't think so, but we'll see.
They kind of nerfed a lot of their anything they would what am I trying to say here? Their backup plans, I guess. They nerfed their backup plans with the kid that was in the first one who saved his father from Davy Jones, I want to say.
Oh, I wanted to say Will Turner.
Will Turner,
Orlando
yes.
Bloom?
Yes, exactly.
I didn't mention him in the list of people because I didn't find him that interesting. He's great as Legolas because he's stoic, and you don't have to talk a lot to be stoic.
I don't think it gave him like a lot to do. If they were focusing on what Johnny Depp and Keira Knightley were going to do, because I mean her arc was crazy. It was really good.
Oh yeah.
You know, but Will Turner, I guess they tried to give him something to do, but after saving his dad, he was like supposed to stay on the ship, you know, because he became the new
Davy Jones. Yeah.
So
That's
I
right.
mean,
spoilers. Sorry.
No, all good. So hold on, let me understand. So Johnny Depp he was dropped from the movie.
Yeah, it was regarding the whole Amber Heard thing.
Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, got it. Okay, that makes sense. And in terms of like movie sales, did it decline when Johnny Depp wasn't in it? Which would make sense because he's a big draw, isn't he?
I don't think they've done one without him in it.
No, they haven't done one yet.
They haven't.
Oh, they haven't done one.
Not yet.
Right.
Originally,
is that why they're rebooting it? You think?
Well, because they think they can make money with it.
Yeah. It's like, I guess that's it. If you can't continue the story, just reboot it. You know, that is the name of the game nowadays.
And hope this character that defined the franchise will be forgotten. It ain't happening.
It's not happening.
It ain't happening. No. Like, I'm sorry.
It's like they might want it to. It might, you know, but no, you're right. You're exactly right on that. So crazy. Sad. Really? Because I mean, you know, you could have just waited until everything kind of, you know, got, you know, put out there and spread out. And if he did something wrong, then, you know, obviously get rid of him. They did the thing, what's his name? Jonathan Majors with Marvel.
Yeah.
Freaking, you know, they kept him on, and then when they found out, it's like, oh, okay, he actually did that. It's like they got rid of him then. They didn't give Johnny Depp the benefit of the doubt at all. It was really sad to see him get, you know, shredded the way he was.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get into another topic. I think that was, holy crap, man. That went all kinds of places. But so with the PS5 Pro coming out soon, PlayStation's super happy about this, but it doesn't seem like anybody else is. There was an article that came out. There was a gentleman who went to GDC, the Game Developers Conference, and spoke to a lot of people out there, and no one understands why they're even making a Pro to the PS5. It's like, we don't have the games, and we haven't had to sit with it for a very long time. There's no need for a Pro. Well, first question, are you guys excited about the PS5 Pro coming out? And if you are, why? And if you aren't, why not? You know?
No.
I agreed.
Right on.
Why not? Because I don't know. I'm not really a console gamer anymore. The last console I bought was PS4, and I'm kind of happy with that. I'm transitioning more to PC games. So
right on. Okay.
I mean, it's probably a great time for anybody that doesn't already have a PS5. If you were interested in buying one, maybe going to a Pro would be a good choice for you.
Yes.
But for me, I have absolutely no interest in it.
Okay. Holy man. All right.
I mean, I'm in agreement with that, but not for those reasons.
Right on. Okay.
But Nas made a very good point though. If you don't have a PS5, then it might make sense for you to get a Pro PS5 console. I own a PS5 console. I don't see the reason for me to go out and buy a Pro because the PS5 is sufficient. Yeah, in my opinion. Do you know what the benefits are of a PS5 Pro? Is it smaller? Because I think they've done this before, haven't they? Like the PS3 or PS4 Slim. Yes. Like different versions of the actual console.
And they started that with the PlayStation 2. PS2 Slim. I remember that. Because I was like, I can carry this in my backpack, you know? I can go to my friend's house with it.
Do you remember when they did that for the original PlayStation? They created like that newer, and I thought that was just a cheap knockoff.
No.
I remember seeing that thinking, what is this? But it was, but it looks like one of the things they're incorporating is new processors to drive 8K gameplay. That's one of the things that's coming with PS5 Pro.
It's supposed to be significantly more powerful than the original PS5, but you know, I mean, developers are like, we haven't even maxed out the specs for this one. Why are we coming out with the Pro?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. What do you think, Fox? What do you reckon? PS5 Pro? Would you get one?
With it being so weird when the PS5 did come out, they should have scrapped it for this year because they had so much trouble getting it off the ground, getting actual PS5s in stores. Component issues, things like that. They should have just scrapped that whole deal. The PlayStation 5 Slim, I think that would be cool. Scrap the PS5 Pro, put it into the PlayStation 6. You know, that's what I would say on that. It's just a weird year. You can't treat it like it was like a normal console generation. You just can't. Everything was so different. But I would say no. Take those components, make them better for the PlayStation 6 and call it a day.
Who are they? Who are they really competing against in this for this sort of fidelity for gameplay?
No one.
I mean, if you're not competing against anybody, you're just I don't know. I mean, it's not like Microsoft's got another console that's coming up to compete with.
Great point.
So
oh my god.
I don't know.
They're doing it because they can, you know.
Is that a good enough reason?
No, it's not.
This crap costs money.
Yes,
right?
It does.
To develop, to market, to sell, to distribute.
And as far as I know, I think all of those guys are still going with the lost lead strategy, where they sell their consoles at a discount and make their money back up with the games. I think they're still doing that. So not only are they don't have the games out, the exclusives, you know, and their budgets are through the roof now too. And not only that, they're not making all that money back with the consoles. It's like, that is a great point. That is a good.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Yeah.
And unless they're planning to compete with PCs now.
Ooh,
but
don't
know.
Right on.
It's interesting, and I really wish that we would get to the Microsoft article, because I feel like there's some, it's related in a way. It's just, but I'll wait. I'll be patient.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I'll breeze through these next ones then. There we go. Oh, this is a really interesting one. Apparently David Hayter, the voice for Solid Snake, apparently he's already played. Well, he's played up until the bridge scene in the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, and he says it's fantastic. Are you looking forward to it? Because I know you are a fan of Metal Gear, the series. Freaking, are you looking forward to it, Scotty?
Hell yeah.
Right
100%.
on. Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? I saw that tweet as well from David.
Yeah.
David, like I know him. I actually tweeted him and I said to him, you're a legend of this game. You should get a copy for free. You deserve a free copy.
Oh yeah,
straight up.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to it. I actually saw your video, Fox. Your reaction to.
Right on.
To Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I know. I still remember it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The graphics so far look really good.
Oh man.
I think it'll just be interesting to see. We'll probably talk about it later. How far? Well, what's going to happen next? Because obviously, is this the first of a new wave of Metal Gear Solid? So they're going to revamp the first Metal Gear Solid on PS1, and they're going to revamp Sons of Liberty. All these questions.
Oh man, yeah.
But definitely looking forward to it.
Right on. From what I hear, the everything's staying the same. So they're not touching anything, the story or anything. It's just buffing it up, making it look better, making it move better, which is a good thing because, at the top of this, like we all remember Metal Gear Survive, and that's a Kojima-less Metal Gear. That's Metal Gear without Kojima.
Yep.
We're going to be talking about, Metal Gear Solid 6 later, so I'll save that for that. But Nasig, are you looking forward to Metal Gear Solid, well, Delta, I guess, but the remake of Metal Gear? It's a good place to jump into it too, because it's like where it all started.
I was about to ask.
Yeah.
I was about to ask because we mentioned this before the stream started. I've never played a Metal Gear Solid game. Sorry, everybody. It wasn't out of choice. It just never came up. Like a fantastic TV show that everybody else watched except you because you were busy.
Yes.
So I was about to ask though, if it's a good time for me to jump in, I may.
Perfect time. Yeah. Yep. Perfect timing.
So,
and I've never played a Souls.
The hype's all about.
Come at me. I've never played a Souls game. But I mean, all right, I guess it's a good time to dig into our main subjects. If I think I've screwed something up royally here, but this is all stuff I can take care of on the back end of all this. So crazy. Anyway, let's see. Here, hold on. I'm trying to get this stuff together. I am so sorry, guys.
That's so good.
No worries.
It's like what's really funny about like going live is that you it's the mistakes. You can't cut those out.
You gotta work with the mistakes. That's the thing.
Whenever you made the Fume video, were you was it kind of the same way,
I didn't do that live.
No.
If I'd have done that live, it would have been like 2 hours long with an hour and 30 minutes of mistakes.
Right on. That's what I was gonna ask you, because I know like making videos, it's a different beast, dude. It's so much more.
That's when your perfectionist tendencies really, really come out. And it's like, I like that take, but it didn't quite sound right. I got to do it 40 more times. I want exactly the right cadence. I want exactly the right emphasis. And when you're directing yourself, you don't have to worry about how your actors feel.
Right. Yeah. It's like my wife would just like, I stay up till like 4 a.m. trying to get videos out, editing and stuff. And dude, it was brutal. My wife would get so mad. It's like, you're always on your computer. It's like, no, I'm not really. It's like I spend a lot of time with the kids, and then when they're sleeping, that's when I get my freaking editing and stuff done, right? It's so funny.
Yeah, that's when I do my streaming. That's when I do my editing. Same thing.
Right on. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about is a Metal Gear Solid 6 potentially new Metal Gear Solid game, and I've already made my my idea of this known. It's like, I don't think it's a good idea for them to make an entry into Metal Gear without Kojima. I just don't think it's a good idea, but it is only a rumor, so we'll take a look at the article, and we're going to be looking at towards the bottom. Let's get you guys in here real quick. And my son is going absolutely nuts in the background. I hope you guys can't hear that.
I hear it like random clunking.
Oh, that's probably that's probably just me.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's all I can hear.
Right on. This is what do you call it? It's a website Softonic. I've never heard of them before. And this is Alvaro Arbones. He's following up on those leaks. So at the very bottom here, I'm probably going to read these two paragraphs. The most interesting thing in this regard came in the video, and he's talking about Metal Gear, and they're having like a conference or something like that, talking about where they're going to be going with the Master Collection Volume 1 and 2, and how Delta's coming along. But that's what he's talking about. It was done completely in Japanese, so someone had to go back and make it so, you know, people who speak English can read it and everything like that, or, you know, translate it. It's the word I was looking for. Gosh, my brain is scrambled eggs. But the most interesting thing in this regard came in the video question and answer section. Then the developers confirmed that they are working on Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2, but the release date in the game it will contain have not been decided. Something that sounds at least strange. I kind of feel that can, but you know, they might not be able or be ready to, you know, show their cards right now, especially since they've gotten backlash for Volume 1 because it was not finished when they brought it out. But about the future of the franchise, they clarified that there are currently no new Metal Gear games in production. However, it's not due to lack of interest, but because they are focused on Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, the remake of the Metal Gear Solid 3 announced at the May 2023 PlayStation Showcase. In this regard, they have stated that if this remake performs well, they would consider making another remake or even a new title in the series. So I say all that
I love that last line. Right. That last line, just like, hey, if you buy this game, we might think about making another one.
Right.
In other words, buy it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah,
don't care if it's good or not. Buy it, and we might make another one.
Exactly. It's like, I'm really looking forward to it. It's like, I got to give it to him for finally coming to the conclusion that even though they might not be able to add on to these IPs, they could surely remake them, and a lot of people would be very happy with that. I would love to see them go in and redo Castlevania, you know, and to redo all of their classics. Dude, it'd be freaking nuts, the kind of money they could make from this.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine if there was like a reunion between Konami and Hideo Kojima? Everybody would forget about the feud. Everybody would forget about the bad games. Nobody would be like, well, Konami should have done it in the first place. They'd just be so stoked that he's home and he's making games. It's just, all you got to do is just, you know, admit that you messed up.
Yes.
That's hard for people to do.
It is. God, especially nowadays. I don't get it. It's like people will lose money to not say it. We got that wrong. It's like, come on,
it's a pride thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah. It's a pride thing, and you know, you're always worried about people jumping all over you as soon as you admit that you made a mistake.
That too, yeah.
That's
right.
It.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's never been a better time or a worse time to be online. It's like, for, you know, me, I'm 36. So I grew up in a time where, you know, I could turn stuff off. You know, I didn't have to check Twitter or Instagram. I'm not locked into all that stuff. I'm more so nowadays because of, you know, the YouTube channel, but I could go weeks without checking my Instagram or Twitter. You know, it's not a big deal. However, for the kids that are, you know, grew up online, it's much harder for them. And it's much harder to just say, hey, you know, just, you know, if you're getting bullied on a game, just turn it off or mute it. It's much harder for them to kind of disconnect from that stuff. So, you know, I mean, I honestly don't even know where I was going with that. I have no idea why. I just went on that long diatribe.
Talking about admitting fault and accountability and how it doesn't really exist in the same. It doesn't seem to exist in the same form.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know who you're talking to, and you're talking through a fence that is the internet. And you know, I'm sure you guys have seen it, the meme of like two dogs barking at each other through a fence, and as soon as the fence is open, they're just fine.
Yes.
They're just like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Right. The internet is that big fence.
Yes, the anonymity of the internet, it brings out something in people. I don't know what it is, you know.
Like Fox, do you remember when, because you're probably old enough to remember, do you remember when people would like threaten each other with death because one person said that Sonic was better than Super Mario Brothers back in like the 80s, 90s? Do you remember that? I don't,
yeah. I just say, I was like, man, I must have missed something. No, I don't remember that. We were pretty chill, you know. We could talk to each other, you know. I do remember like thinking that Mario wasn't as great as Sonic because, you know, I was a Sega guy. Oh yeah. Now no beef guys. Mario, he's good.
So now we got the internet now you're done. You're
cooked.
You know what though, I will say, I think Sonic had some good music. I will say that
100%.
Opening theme. 100%. Oh, so good.
Right.
Was it Green Hill Zone? The first
Green Hill Zone, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I think it was.
Yeah.
That theme. Oh, so good.
Yep.
I love that. Goodness,
take that, Mario.
Yeah. Right on. I didn't really start getting into the music of games until what was it? Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts really turned me on. Good Lord, pause. But it really got me paying more attention to the games to music in games, right? And then I want to say Hikaru Utada, when she was singing those songs, I was like, wow, this is how they're doing it in Japan. And it really like locked me into like checking out music from, you remember Tattoo, the two girls from Russia?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right, dude.
No.
So I went hard in that. I went Hikaru Utada, if I'm even pronouncing her name right. It just got me like looking at other countries and seeing what the music was like and everything. And I gotta credit, you know, a game OST for that, you know. So I don't like when people say, oh, you know, you're wasting your life. Video games, they're not real things. They're, you know, you're not a child anymore type thing. That type of mentality, I can't stand that.
I love when they say that, like you don't know that you're not a child. It's like, thank you. I really needed you to tell me that. I like video games anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't care. It's a mixed art form. You're combining music, you're combining art, and you're combining gameplay.
Yeah.
And you're putting those all together to create something that's greater than the sum of its parts. So you want to tell me, oh, I'm too old to play video games? I as politely as I can say it, I disagree. I disagree. I want to use stronger language, but I don't need to.
Right on. Right. Yeah. That's hilarious.
They're not worth it, Nos. They're not worth it.
No, they're not. No.
If there's a point to be made, but I think I've done it.
Right on. All right.
But I could sit here and talk with you all day long about video game music, man. I really, really could.
Yeah.
Same here. Yeah.
I listen to game soundtracks every once in a while just because it's so good.
Oh, speaking of freaking Metal Gear Solid 3, freaking Snake Eater.
Oh, crazy soundtrack.
You want to get me into a game, you let me listen to the soundtrack, then I'll want to play the game.
Right on.
Oh yeah. Even the first Metal Gear Solid, the opening theme.
Yes,
that opening theme, that was crazy.
Yes,
absolutely crazy. But then the second one, it's like they remixed it to make it sound even better. And the third one, because it's in case you're not aware now, so the third Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, is a prequel to the first two Metal Gear Solids, and even the soundtracks on that are just crazy. I still listen to it when I'm at work. I'll just have it on in the background, just listen to it. I think it's crazy.
Yeah. Freaking Snake Eater, it sounds like it's right out of Bond. It could be the start of a Bond film. It's awesome.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, they should do a movie of Metal Gear Solid. That would be wild.
They're supposed to be. What's the guy who played Moon Knight? I can't remember his name.
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. He's supposed to be playing Snake. They keep asking him about it. He's like, yeah, it's coming out.
Oh, man.
He keeps saying
it's
coming out, but you know, I mean, if they don't, it's whatever. You know, I like Oscar Isaac. I think he's a fantastic actor. He really blew me away in Moon Knight. I kind of petered off from watching it on the tail end because I just started to lose interest in it. But the first couple of episodes, first several ones, this dude blew me away. He blew me away. He was awesome in it. But
I think because he had different personalities as well, doesn't he?
That's
I think
right.
that was good about it. It's like he's one person, then another person, and you think, how has he done that? Like it's a completely different person.
Yeah. It's kind of like the guy from Split. That dude, he killed it. Absolutely killed it.
Willem Dafoe in Spider-Man.
Yes. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That was great with the whole mirror thing and that conversation he was at. Oh, it's chilling. Then again, it's Willem Dafoe, though. I mean,
he's good in whatever he does. Yeah,
it's pretty much. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Willem Dafoe's in it. I kind of want to watch that movie a little bit more, no matter what it is.
I haven't seen the one with the lighthouse yet, but I've been aching to see that movie
with Robert Pattinson and the black and white one, right?
I've been aching to see
that's
that movie.
on my list.
But let's go back to the other page here. We're gonna get into some comments. We do have some. Let me see if I can not freaking butcher this really quickly. Golly, this always happens. But we will get into the chat. Okay, we're getting close. Sorry.
Speaking of soundtracks, you know, do you guys remember a game called Killer Instinct on Super Nintendo?
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Man, I heard the soundtrack before I played the game, and that's what got me to play the game.
Right on.
Crazy.
Killer Instinct was such a good game. Actually, it's funny. There's a YouTuber that I follow. His name's what's his name? Charles Cornell, and he's a musician, but he occasionally covers like the breakdowns of popular pieces of music. And he did one on Sonic the Hedgehog. Green Hill Zone theme, and he did one on Streets of Rage 2, which was composed by Yuzo Koshiro.
Okay.
And man, that soundtrack is amazing. I've never played that game, but I've listened to the soundtrack. It's amazing. It's just, go check it out. Check out his channel. Actually, his channel's really good for breaking down like different like how these songs are structured. But yeah, I highly recommend that. But that soundtrack sounds crazy.
Right on. We got a Jay Book. He's actually the number 2 to the channel. He had to go off and do his thing. He's kind of doing his Simba thing out there. Or whatever he's doing. I'm just kidding, Jay Book. But he wrote, sadly, I'm unable to view this live doing an open house today, but I'll catch the back end of it. Hope everybody is great and happy Easter to you all. Hey man, thank you for that. Goodness
happy Easter to you too, man.
Happy Easter, man.
We got
he's out hunting Easter eggs, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean open house. That's where you hide the eggs. It's like I saw a meme. This is hilarious. Where it's like kids can pick up a football field's worth of eggs in like 10 minutes, but it takes them 3 hours to clean their room.
You ask them to find something. I can't find it. Did you move anything? Yes. If I can find what you're looking for in 30 seconds, then you have to give me $5 or something like that.
Or something.
Then they'll find it. They'll find it.
There's consequences put behind it. Oh yeah, no, it's right here. It's like, did you just pull that out of your pocket? What's going on, man? It's like, why'd you tell me you couldn't find it? Anyway, Lord Beerus, let's get this Foxen party started. Lord Beerus is one of the reoccurring guys on the channel. I talked to him offline and everything like that. He is amazing, an amazing guy. And if he, likes your channel and stuff like that, he has no problem promoting you freaking on Twitter. I've seen him he's promoted my channel. He's promoted a lot of other people's channels. It's freaking dope. Dude's great, I love it. We were talking and he was like, what did he say? He was like, what he wants to do is spread positivity. It's like, so, I don't look for anyone to, do something back for me, but, I pass it on. They pass it on to someone else. And then that way you're having a really good impact, a positive impact going. And it's like, dude, that's really awesome. Lord Beerus,
I got tagged in the conversation that he was having with
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That was so funny.
I came back to my phone and I had like 40 notifications. Like, what is going on? What is happening?
Yes.
I still haven't read through it all. I'm going
That's
to,
hilarious.
but it'll take some time.
Oh, it was making me laugh yesterday.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, seriously, it's good to have people like Lord Beerus around, man. Like
Mhm.
you just need people in the group spreading positive energy. It always helps.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got Lord Beerus Gamer Geek. I know you can't be here with us today, but we all miss you, especially me. It's not the same without you, but you are loved and cherished like a blooming flower. Come back to us soon, Angel. Yes. So Panda is usually, well, I mean, Panda, he comes on, but you know, with his work schedule, he's not able to do it every Saturday. But you know, he's a mainstay on the channel. Gamer Geek is too, but she had some stuff that she needed to take care of outside of this, and so she'll be back next week. And if you guys wanted to come back, freaking, I can make more like overlays for this. I mean, it was just so hard this time because it was last minute thing and I didn't know who was coming, who wasn't, blah blah blah, you know. But yeah, if you guys want to, you know, do this again, I can make the overlays, no big deal whatsoever. Lord Beers,
I'll leave that up to you, but yeah, I'm really enjoying myself.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I'm having a blast, man. This is great.
Oh, good deal. Holy crap. All right, we'll get through this and then freaking, yeah, there's not a whole heck of a lot more, which is good. Because my wife, she's like, oh, you're always on your computer. It's like, no, I'm not though. But Lord Beers, as for the rest of the panel, the God hierarchy awaits your discussion, especially the Omni King Grand Zeno. Yes.
What?
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Super. It's
Dragon
Ball
Ball
Super.
Super.
Yeah.
That was a reference I just didn't get.
Yeah.
That's all.
The Omni King is he looks like a little kid, but he's literally the god of everything, you know. But anyway, Lord Beers, question for panel: does anybody have any thoughts, comments, or opinions about the new X-Men '97 animated series? I'm sure a gathering of you smart folks must have some insight on this new series. Now, he actually hooked me up, and I was able to watch the first episode. And I have access to the next couple, but I gotta tell you, this show, and like especially all the trash that was going on online behind it, disregard all that. It is freaking phenomenal. It's so good. If you are a fan of the I want to say the 90s TV cartoon,
yeah,
dude, this is going to blow you away. The animation's so much more fluid, so much better, but it still keeps the a look of the old. Is so good. And the storylines, they're not playing around, dude. They're not just trying to get cash from a nostalgia hit. They are serious about this. It's so good, dude. I love it.
Yeah, it's good that you touched on that, because that's what one of my concerns was. We've seen a lot of times where shows are remade, rebooted, and it's a pale imitation of what came before.
Yeah.
And that's why I've kind of held off on X-Men '97.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, I was never really that into the show. And I think it has to do with, hang on, I'm going to explain, Scotty. Just chill out for a second.
That's all good. It's all good.
It was because of how I consumed it. Every single time I would turn it on to watch, it was a different episode. It was already in the middle of a story arc. So I couldn't really follow along because, I mean, we didn't have DVRs back then. And I wasn't allowed to use a VHS to record anything. So I pretty much watched it whenever it was on. It was episodic. Like you had a self-contained story a lot of times. And those ones, some of those I remember.
Yeah.
But when they were all in space and all that stuff, and I'd catch an episode, I'm like, where the hell are they? Who are these people? Why are they fighting? What's going on? I didn't have any explanation. That's why I didn't really, didn't really appeal to me. But like one of the episodes that I remember was the episode where Juggernaut lost his powers.
Oh yeah.
And I loved that episode. That was a self-contained episode.
Yeah.
You got to learn more about why Juggernaut hated Charles. Right, because I think the episode starts off with Juggernaut going to attack the X-Mansion, and all the X-Men are fighting him, and all of a sudden he just drops, and he's a regular dude because somebody else grabbed the stone, what was it called, the Gem of Sidorak, something like that, and it got turned into the Juggernaut. And meanwhile, here's Professor X's brother who's like dying without it. And you got to learn about their history, and at the very end of the episode, Juggernaut gets his powers back, and Wolverine's like, okay, we're gonna continue this fight. Like, let's go, bub. And Juggernaut's like, another time, little one, when I'm in the mood. And he just walks away. And
so dope.
It was such a great episode.
Oh my God.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe the problem is probably on me, why I didn't appreciate it. It's just because of the way that, like I said, the way that I was watching it. Nothing to say about the show. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm sure it was great. Maybe if I watched it from beginning all the way to the end, I'd have more of an appreciation for it. But from what I've heard about X-Men 97, to what you said, Fox, a lot of people seem to really be enjoying it. It's not the same type of reboot that we've seen, unfortunately, in the past like 10 or so years. So, yeah. But those are my thoughts.
Right on. Okay. What about you, Scotty?
I've not seen it, but it's definitely on my to-do list because I've been an X-Men fan since, well, because my older brother, he loves Marvel, especially X-Men. And funny story, I'm named after Cyclops, so my dad likes Scott Summers.
Shoot, dude.
Yeah,
are you
crazy.
Kidding me?
Crazy, yeah.
That's
no,
crazy.
True story, yeah. True story. I've always followed X-Men since then, but I've not seen X-Men 97. It's on the to-do list. But I was speaking to my brother about this the other day, and I want to ask you guys, do you think it's a bit of marketing just to say, right, we're thinking about making a new X-Men. Let's just give the fans this for a second to see what it's like, and then we're going to get a new X-Men movie, as in full-fledged X-Men movie.
As far as I know, that was kind of teased at the end of the Marvels, with the I get, what is her name? Cheesy flip. I'm not gonna say that. Freaking when she ends up in the X-Men's with Beast, with Kelsey Grammer's
Photon?
Beast.
Was it Photon or was it?
Oh gosh, there's a way to just like cut
Rambo, I think it was.
Yes,
I don't know.
Rambo. That's her name. So it's like, God, this is gonna sound so bad. It's like the black one, and if it was Miss, Marvel, it's like the Indian one or the white one. You know what I mean? It's like I didn't want to go there, but
say how you feel, Fox. Just say.
It's like it's an easy way to identify them. I'm losing. I don't know her name. You know what I mean? But Michelle Rambeau, yes, that's the one. She ends up in a lab with Beast. So they move. So what you're saying, Scotty, might absolutely freaking.
Well, I didn't even know that. So the fact you've said that, probably most likely will be a movie, which I think it probably needs because I'm just looking at the box there. I've got the box there. Do you remember the I can't remember the name of the X-Men movie, but it's when it was kind of rebooted, but it went back in the timeline and you got the old X-Men characters back.
Oh, First Class, was it?
That's the one. First Class. That's the one. Like I thought
First Class was
really
great.
Yeah,
that was excellent.
I thought that was brilliant. So I don't know if like maybe they're going to do something like that or completely revamp X-Men completely. Because you got Deadpool 3 coming out and you got obviously Wolverine in the original Wolverine suit. So it's like, are they going to use that? Is that just a multiverse and it's a different universe?
I think
all these universes.
I think they're going to go a multiverse angle with it because there.
I feel like I'm becoming allergic to that word.
Yeah, I know.
It is bad. It's a one size fits all type deal. That's how they use it anyway. When that is certainly not the case.
It's an easy get out, isn't it? The multiverse. It's not. You're not really being creative. It's just let's just do another universe.
Yeah.
It also removes stakes from the story.
Yeah, it does.
Because forever, that person will be alive in some shape or form. There's infinite multiverses. So infinitely, it might be a dog, Deadpool dog, but it's still Deadpool. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, it's a cop out. They want to get to a point where it's like, dude, these people don't die. We can just use them forever. that might be the point. So they could forever milk these franchises, and
well, they did that in comics, right? Like that happens a lot in comics where characters are rebooted. I don't know how well that translates to movies and TV.
Right, that too.
Because for somebody that, and I'm not a comic book guy, and it's not for any reason, it's just I didn't grow up with them. But for somebody who reads comics and sees characters rebooted, you sort of accept that happens, right? It's part of reading comics, from what I understand. Now, I don't know how well that translates to movies or TV shows, where you've got more. I'm just gonna say the word normies, who are like, I thought this guy was dead. Why is he back?
Yeah.
What's going on? Is this a prequel? No, it's not a prequel. Then why is this person who is dead back? Please explain. Make it make sense.
Yeah. That's one of the things that kept me from getting really deep into comics, just because, like, if you want to read Spider-Man in its current iteration, you've got to go through how many books to follow the story. Dude, it's ridiculous. That's one of the reasons why I never really got into comics. I like Ninja Turtle comics, but those are like the only ones. They're pretty good. They're doing pretty good right now. The art is amazing. But let's move on to we got another comment from Lord Beers. Shout out to Shadow and Merlin, aka the Gamer Geek Gatos. Oh, they're cats that work for me behind Gamer Geek's back. You're doing a phenomenal job gathering intel for me on your mama. Sorry, not sorry, Miss Geek. So she's Geek, if you're watching, hello. That was for you from Lord Beers. Lord Beers, greetings to Fox Sama and the new panel members from Universe 7. I love it. He never breaks character with it either. Lord Beers, I agree with Fox. You can't do Metal Gear without Kojima. That's like a Mega Man game without Inafune. Am I pronouncing that right? Inafune?
I'm not familiar with that name, but I'm assuming you say.
Sorry. Lord Beers again. I think Castlevania Symphony of the Night has one of the best video game soundtracks ever. You know what? I'm gonna start making a list. It's like,
yeah, I'm writing some of these down. I wrote down the Metal Gear Solid soundtrack, MG3, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yeah, I'll write that down too. With my old man pen and paper.
All right.
Is Castlevania done by Capcom by any chance? Created by Capcom?
I want to say it's
the reason
Konami.
why. Oh, is it? Okay.
I'm gonna verify that. But I want to say
there's a method behind the
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, developed by Konami.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Oh, Konami. Oh, okay. I'm getting mixed up with something else then. Okay.
Sheesh, I couldn't find my way back. I was lost. Here we go. Lord Beerus, Panda is definitely a boss on panel. Yeah, we missed him today. He was having technical issues with his PC. So hopefully we catch him on the right. He was saying that his power cord was not the right one, and he, I guess it worked, so he didn't think about it, and all of a sudden it didn't, and he's thinking he needs to get one that fits. So we missed him today, but I think he has to work tonight. So, I want him I'd rather him get that sleep, Lord Beers again, Fox is right. This new X-Men show is genuine and lit. It is, dude. Fox, you're thinking of Binary from the scene with Beast. It's from what is it? The Marvels, the last one.
Like a post-credit scene?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty good. It really sent a lot of people over the edge. It's like, okay, all right. And then Lord Beerus again, Castlevania is Konami. And then Infinum is the creator. Oh, Inafune.
Yeah, I looked it up by KG Inafune.
Right on. Okay. See, now I gotta look that up too. And Fune. Yeah.
Oh man,
KG.
this guy was working on Street Fighter, Mega Man, DuckTales, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
DuckTales, stop it.
Mega Man X, all the way up to...
wow.
Holy crap, this guy... Jesus.
Sounds like a veteran.
Yeah.
He definitely is. Oh my god. This guy made my favorite Mega Man games. And I didn't even know his name. I feel like a jerk.
No, see, that's the thing, right? It's kind of like whenever you read a book as a kid, like I'm not concerned with the author, you know? And okay, yeah, it does make me feel a little bad. Not gonna lie, now that I'm thinking about it. It's like, oh, they made this great thing.
Formally apologize to KG Inafune. And thanks for all the great games, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
I still play Mega Man X every once in a while. I love that game.
Was that a Sega exclusive?
No, that was an SNES game.
Nice.
I don't know if it was because Mega Man was always pretty much Nintendo exclusive, I believe. I don't think they ever released one for Sega, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was like one off that was in like Japan or something.
Yes. That's how they did it back then. I don't know what the heck.
Well, I mean, Castlevania was Nintendo exclusive for a while, but then or was it the other way around? I remember at one point in time there was Castlevania was pretty much on one console, and then there was one that was released for the other console. I don't remember which one is which. I don't know the details, but I know that happened.
Yeah,
I could probably look it up, but yeah.
Well, that's going to be... It might be the case of Xbox. So it might, if they're exclusives, going over to...
Do we want to get into that?
Oh, we will get into that. Oh, perfect segue. Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Oh, look at that.
You understood the inside of it.
That was so smooth.
Yes. Right on. So, okay, we will get into the exclusives after this one. I'm sorry, I lied.
No, all good.
We're gonna be looking into the sales flatlining in the UK for Xbox, and it has a lot of people. It's the same conference apparently. They went to that conference just to talk crap about Xbox. Apparently, that was all they did. But the devs there are wondering why they should spend so much time creating games for Xbox when their sales are flatlining, and they're making a really big push to online things like that. And then I don't know if you guys read the report that like I want to say it was Best Buy or Walmart, they completely stopped selling their physical games in their store. It's freaking absolutely nuts. That's a huge deal, you know what I mean? It's like saying, yeah, we're not gonna sell your games here anymore. It's like, what is that? It's like
not consumer friendly in some ways,
so I was like, anyone who is a fan of Xbox, for sure, if you were buying digital copies, that should stop now. You should be going and buying physical to kind of cue to the companies that physical games do mean something. They do have a fan base, one that's willing to pay money. But let's get into the article. I'm gonna use Pocket since I already have them highlighted and just read from there. But I'll see you guys on the other side. All right. In a new podcast from GameIndustry.biz, the head of the outlet, Chris Dring, explained that while at the 2024 Game Developers Conference, he heard that flatlining Xbox hardware sales in Europe have made some companies question what the point is of continuing to support Microsoft brand and its various consoles due to a declining audience and lack of growth. The other thing I heard, and this is coming from Dring, I heard it from a very prominent company and one not so prominent, was Xbox's performance in Europe is just flatlining, said Dring on the podcast. You can follow our monthly coverage in the games market and you can see that Xbox sales are falling, and it's been falling throughout last year and it's falling even harder this year, which is that sucks. However, it seems flatlining sales in Europe in a sense that Microsoft is no longer as committed to Xbox hardware as before, publishing previously exclusive games on PS5. That's a big one. For example, has led to, as Dring explained in the podcast, a sense of confusion over what's going on at Microsoft. And sure, some people are still buying Xbox consoles, but if that number keeps dipping and the audience is not growing or shrinking, it makes sense that publishers looking to cut costs might decide an Xbox port isn't worth it anymore in 2024 or beyond, or they just might get rid of all of their freaking devs. That seems to be the go-to nowadays. Dang. But
it does.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about that? It's like so it's kind of a two-pronged issue. It's like Xbox isn't helping themselves out, but at the same time, this is kind of what they wanted. You know what I mean? They want to get out of the console market. They want to put less emphasis on exclusives, but that is also keying, sending up red flags to the publisher, devs and publishers of other companies that will, is it worth putting this on there because we might actually lose money? You know what I mean? So how do we feel about that? And I'm so sorry, you guys can't even see that. Oh crap!
You didn't want to ruin the flow.
There we go. Okay, here it is. All right. Anyway, yeah.
I mean, we were speaking offline. I'm a fan of Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. I'm a fan of all of the consoles. But if you were purely an Xbox fan, it is disappointing to hear that Microsoft, not to say they don't care, but it sounds like they're not as invested as they once were. I mean, when the first Xbox came out, I think everyone was a bit unsure about it because you got this new console, which is a big brick essentially. But then it started to build momentum with Halo as the main IP, and then obviously it stopped at Halo 3, but then they revamped it. Not revamped it, but they tried to continue on with Halo 4 and so forth. And Halo is not what it was because they've changed developers now, I believe. It was Bungie before, now it's 363 Industries, I think it is. And it just got a sense that do Microsoft care enough? Because speaking from experience, I'm from the UK, right? As you guys know, the adverts that come on, it's all PlayStation adverts.
Ooh.
You rarely see Xbox adverts. You used to see it with, I think it was Xbox One, I think it was Xbox One, yeah. But now it's predominantly PlayStation adverts. So you see it with the NBA games, you see it with the football games, you see it with the wrestling games. It's all PlayStation adverts. So it just shows Sony are pushing their marketing much more in comparison to Xbox are. But at the same time, we're seeing a lot of Sony exclusives on our adverts, like Rise of the Ronin, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us when it was out. You're not seeing any Xbox exclusives because there's not many, if any.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Good night. Their track record with their exclusives have not been good lately.
No,
not lately. No. They do have some in the chamber that are coming out. That Hellblade, I'm really looking forward to that one. But that one might be a timed exclusive that might actually end up on PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
What's that game? There was a game that did the same thing. It was on Xbox and it was a timed exclusive, went to PlayStation. What game was it? I can't remember now. I'm gonna have to Google this because
right on.
That's bothering.
Freaking they've come out in Xbox. I want to say Hi-Fi Rush, Skull and Bones, and there are 2 more games that were exclusives to Xbox and that are now on Sony or on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So
that game is really bothering me. It was it's a shooter game, and you can go back in time, and you're meant to avenge the people that murdered you. That's the one. Deathloop. That's the one, because that was on Xbox originally. Then found that was a timed exclusive, and it went onto the PlayStation. So I was like, all right, okay.
This decision to do this doesn't make any sense unless you are getting out of the physical console market. And everything else that we've seen around Game Pass and their subscriber numbers, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
They went from having 10 million subscribers in April of 2020 to 34 million in February of this year.
Goodness gracious, dude.
And it was, I made notes about this because I wanted to come prepared.
Dope.
But during the Activision acquisition, it was revealed that they made $2.9 billion from Game Pass in revenue.
Oh my gosh.
Why? I mean,
it's crazy.
So I think they're going the Sega route. I mean, if Sega had a console right now and they were divesting from console manufacturing and they just wanted to go with games, this is the route that I think they would go. This is probably the smart decision for them. And this is the question that I had when I was reading this. You're going to piss off a lot of customers that invested in Xbox and the Xbox platform.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think there's much of a dispute about that. People already are pissed. People are like throwing away their Xbox as being, a little dramatic, but okay, fine. That you do you. Cool. But the thing is, you can't, if you were making another Xbox console, I could see them staying at home.
Yeah.
Not buying it. But they're not, potentially. I don't think they will be. I do not think there will be another Xbox console that is in the same, that competes with PlayStation directly. So what I wonder is, like you've pissed off a lot of people that will never buy your console again, but what if you're not making a console? Then what happens? Are they going to stay at home and not play anything that has Microsoft on the label? I don't know about that. Right? Because did we see the same thing with Sega? Were people like not playing Sega-made games because the Dreamcast failed? I don't know. I think this is a calculated risk on their part. They obviously don't feel that they can compete on the console market with Sony.
Right.
So they're trying a different path. It's going to piss off. It's going to piss off gamers and, like I said, people that invested in the platform. But I wonder if there will be some sort of amnesty for people that have invested in Xbox. Like, okay, we're sorry, we're not supporting this console that you paid for, that you thought was going to be with you for a long time. So here's Game Pass free for 2 years. Or here's Game Pass free for 1 year. We're sorry, but to make it up for you, here's what we're willing to do for you.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
that would,
suggestion.
Well, I think that would make a lot of people happy. Will they do that? I don't know, because that's going to cost them money. But at the same time, once that period of amnesty is over, and people are already going to start to pay that Game Pass, and those numbers are going to go up.
Oh yeah.
So I think that would be, if this is, and I'm trying to put my head into theirs and figure out what they're thinking. That's what I would do. But I'm not an executive. I don't work in the C-suite. This is just what I think would be a good idea based on the directions that they're going.
Yeah. No, I can 100% agree with that. But I think because they've been mealy-mouthed about this whole thing. It's like, oh, don't worry, we're not giving all of our exclusives over. Oh, don't worry, we.
They're not going to show their hand. They're not going to show their hand until they absolutely have to.
Sarah Bond, I want to say she's the head of, I can't remember, I want to say Xbox, but Phil Spencer's still the CEO. Anyway, Sarah Bond, she came out and said this next console that they're going to make is supposedly the furthest step forward as far as technology in a console. No, I remember saying, I don't believe that. I don't think it's like, if they could, they would have already. But, I mean,
what are they going to say? Yeah. We're going to release a console that's mediocre.
Yeah,
no,
it's about the same as the last one.
It's salesmanship.
Right. But I mean, so they have confirmed they're going to make another console, and they have kind of danced around the exclusive thing. But I think what they're doing is kind of trying to let everybody down easy. With them being Game Pass being as successful as it is, I don't think that like when Netflix came out, everyone was like, this will never work, or this is revolutionary. Blockbuster was one of the last ones to kind of get the message. So they showed up late to the party, and they got put out of business for it. And Netflix, I think that's what they're trying to be. They're trying to be the Netflix of gaming. When people are ready to make that step, people are already bogged down with subscription services right now, so I don't know how appealing that would be. That's one of the reasons I haven't got Game Pass. It is super awesome, but you know, the Netflix, the Hulus, the Peacocks, and all this. It's like, have all of that, and that's equaling up to about the same as network TV, you know, so it doesn't really leave room to get into extracurriculars, you know what I mean? So I do want Game Pass. It's just not fitting into the budget right now, you know. I just like,
that's fine. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And what you're saying, Fox, is what a lot of people are having to consider.
Yeah,
you've got your Prime, you've got your Netflix, you may still have a TV subscription on top of that.
Yeah,
you're paying. You don't own anything anymore.
No.
Really, you don't own anything physical anymore. It's just in the cloud, and you can kind of rent it, and that can work for some people.
Yeah,
that's fine. And some people, and I don't doubt that there are people that take this approach where they will rotate. I'll have Prime for 3 months. I'll drop it because I'm fine with that. I've watched all the content on there that I wanted to watch. Then I'll go to Disney. Well, nobody's going to Disney Plus. I'll go to
yeah, they're hemorrhaging people like crazy.
All right, I'll go to Netflix for a little while and watch some of the exclusives that I wanted to watch there, and then I'll put that down and I'll go somewhere else. I'll go to Game Pass for, I don't know, 3 months, play around with that, try it out, and when I'm good, I will cancel my subscription. I'd like to see people do that more, because that way you're not spending all of this money on all of these things, and where you can only use one at a time.
Yeah.
Right. You just kind of take a vacation here for 3 months, and then here, and then here, and you're only paying the one fee, sort of. I think that would be the smarter way to do it for consumers.
Right.
I don't have Game Pass either, but I wouldn't be the one to hold on to that indefinitely unless I'm getting that much value out of it. And some people might.
Yeah, I think it's highly valuable, and I definitely would. What do you think? I think Netflix will be the last man standing. There can only be one. Freaking, I think they will be the ones to outlast everyone else. There reports constantly come out about Peacock losing money, Hulu, Disney Plus. The only one that seems to be staying like stagnant or growing is Netflix, and I think that was a big mistake by them. Not Netflix, but the other ones that decided to jump into it so late. It's like Netflix was so far along, there's no way anyone else is going to be able to compete with that. So staying at a licensing agreement with Netflix to bring your stuff to it, I think that was always the best way to do it. Like, why would you mess with that? Why would you mess that up? Goodness, now you potentially could use billions of dollars and, put your company, in the grave, I'll never get that. It's like people are, I'm super upset. I won't put that on anyone else, but I'm super upset about that. It's like, you want us to shell out how much money? It's like, for what? No. Individually, no, you don't have that much value. But, I do like, Tarzan Hercules. I do like X-Men 97. And then, some shows from Peacock. I'm not watching the whole catalog on Peacock or Disney Plus. It's just shows on there that I like. So, put those on Netflix.
How long do you think it would take you to watch those, though? Like that content that you do like on, say, Peacock, maybe take you like a couple of months, then you do that, and then you say bye. Yeah,
right on. You know what? I'm gonna take that into consideration. That might be, obviously I got to talk to my wife about that. She might be watching the show there.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing is you'd have to keep an eye on that, because they don't want you to quit, and they won't make it easy for you sometimes.
Yeah.
No idea why, but
oh yeah. It's like they got their tendrils in you. They want to suck you dry.
Pause.
Yes.
But have you noticed with some TV shows on, like, I think we'll use Netflix as an example. I think there was a period where, I don't know if it was stagnating or not, but shows which were there in one go, as in, like, so for example, Ozark. I don't know if you've seen Ozark. So the first few seasons, you had all 10 episodes just there, ready to go. Gotcha. Then what happened was, like, I think they did it with Better Call Saul. They started releasing shows weekly, and it's quite smart because obviously, as Naz was saying, like, it's about user retention. So you're gonna keep paying your membership, because if it's over a weekly period, guess what? It's gonna cross another month. Then it's gonna cross another month. So if you've got 10 episodes, that's what, going into 3 months, because you're still watching this same show. And I've noticed that that's something which I think Amazon started doing it with their shows. I don't know if they're trying a similar approach to keep customers retained. Now, I admit I don't watch Amazon shows a lot, but I use Amazon for deliveries, so it comes as a bundle. I think that's value for money. I think.
Yeah.
But Netflix, it's great because it's Netflix. It's the first one to do what it's doing. But do you think they're taking the mickey a little bit by increasing these prices all the time, knowing that but we're Netflix, no one's going anywhere? That's what it feels like.
It does, doesn't it? It feels like it's too big to fail. It's like they love us. They can't live without us. We're gonna raise the prices as much as we want. Do something. And I tell you what, I don't like that.
And hey, for Amazon Prime now, you get ads. You get, even when you're a Prime subscriber at a basic level, you get advertisements. And this is another microtransaction. Just another one.
Money. That's so. Oh God, it's Sarah Bond. And I hate to say this. I'm throwing her under the bus, but she kind of deserves it for saying this, right? But she was trying to figure out whether, is there a right place for ads in games? You know what I mean? Like on console.
Off the screen.
She did say that.
Off the damn screen is where the best place for them is.
I was like, dude.
Imagine Nas playing. Sorry, man. Imagine like Nas playing one of these retro games, right? A retro game. Remember my back in the day games. And he sees an advert.
Oh God! I see product placement and rock and roll racing.
So, and that's the thing. The time for getting advertising in the game would have been back then. Getting a fresh. Oh God, what am I saying here? It's like getting a fresh freaking generation of people. And it's like, oh yeah, it's always been like this. We've always had ads in our games. You know what I mean? Like get them used to it from the gate. But I mean, they can't do that now. Because I mean,
now you take you take old beloved games, and this is, I just had a thought about this. This is kind of, I'm going to try and develop this thought. But imagine that you have this older generation of gamers that didn't grow up with microtransactions, but they love these games. They absolutely adore these games. They're not used to microtransactions. These companies come along and they say, well, we have fans that really love these old games. They're clamoring for a remake. These older gamers, can help us sell these games because of their love for it. They can talk about how much they love the original, blah, 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 blah. So then they decide, okay, we're going to remake those older games today, update the graphics and all that other stuff, but we're going to insert microtransactions because this generation of people are used to it. The generation of gamers nowadays are used to seeing microtransactions in the game. And then we have the old guard of gamers that are already helping to sell it because they're talking about how much they love the old one. So it's a very interesting marketing strategy when you rely on your grassroots older game fans to help push the game to a younger generation of fans. And then you, greedy company, decides, let's throw in some microtransactions because they're already used to it anyway.
Goodness gracious. It's diabolical is what it is. They should be ashamed.
I should be ashamed for having that thought.
Yes, they should be. Goodness gracious.
But you're only calling out what's probably going to happen.
I mean, because if you can, I hate that I think this way sometimes, honestly. It's like, what's the greediest thing I can do right now? And I'm sure some marketing person has already thought of it.
Or they just watched this stream and thought, yep.
Oh, crap. Well, you know what? As long as I get a commission, give me a commission and we'll talk.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, how much does it really, am I worth, How much will I sell out for?
God damn it, I'm doing your work for you.
I know. It's like, I kind of deserve that one, It's like, what's his name? In 300, when he's like, Leonidas, listen to reason. It's like, what? Bro, you were just working for me. What's happening right now? You were against the I guess what do you call it? The oppression freaking push from these guys, and now you're working with them? No.
Well, it's all about what side you're on.
That's true. I mean, I gotta say, man, it's like a weak man would fall into that. A strong man would fall into that. It's like he's offering you all this stuff. I'm like, dang, Leonidas, bro. I mean, what you got? What you got on this side, dude? You got to sweeten that deal, dude. But let's see, Xbox, the next one, Xbox has chosen to lean into day one releases on Game Pass, which I think is cool on them. You know, they're trying to get more people on Game Pass.
Trying to train users. You're training users to look for day one. That is smart.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And if they are trying to push more of a focus towards that as their distribution model instead of consoles, it makes sense.
Yep. And then they have a Xbox on every screen initiative that they talked about in their business podcast, quote unquote. But a less emphasis on exclusives. But exclusives do help sell consoles, so they're kind of fighting themselves on that. And they that they also help people get into the ecosystem of Xbox. But it looks like we already read that one. Here, let me take a look, see, because there's another one that I wanted to get into. Yes, the exclusives. So this one's coming from Push Square. Again, we got to take it from Pocket, but this one we're getting real close to the end, guys. I'm sorry. Get real close. We're almost there. This actually might be, because did we talked about Take-Two, didn't we?
No.
Ooh.
No.
Don't believe we did.
Oh.
Whoopsies. They were supposed to be the first one.
You know what? We sidetracked you because we were talking about some of this stuff before the stream started, and I think we didn't talk about Take-Two at all before we started. So
we kind of talked about everything else, but that's funny. That's hilarious. Okay, well,
I was so enthusiastic. I'm like, I want to talk about Xbox. I want to talk about the PlayStation. So, it's my fault. You can blame me.
No, it's all me. But we'll get into this article real quick, and then we'll touch on. Do I even have an article for that? Yes, I do. Never mind. Okay, let's get into this article. All right, so we're gonna skip down a little bit. This one, according to another GameIndustry.biz, Christopher Ding, apparently there was a lot that came out when he was doing his podcast. And so from what I understand, the majority of Xbox's first-party games will be coming to PS5 at some point, assuming it progresses as Xbox believes it probably will. He said on the podcast, I think Xbox is in real trouble as a hardware manufacturer, and that was the thing that came out of GDC for me. And so when I look at this, I'm looking at, it's like, you have a dual question here. It's like, are they really in trouble, or is everything going according to plan? You know what I mean? So as far as their catalog of games, they're pretty much stacked. They have they bought a huge fan base whenever they got Activision Blizzard. So they've positioned themselves really freaking well. So are they worried? And I've always said this, Xbox has the backing of a $3 trillion company. Microsoft theoretically could bankroll them for freaking ever. Even if they made no more money, theoretically they could be bankrolled for a very long time by Microsoft. So I'm sure that safety net does reassure them that maybe we can take this step. We have the ability to kind of innovate and go a different way than, let's say, Nintendo or PlayStation are going. But I don't think that this is out of the realm for them. I think this is going according to plan for Xbox. But I want to hear what you guys think about that.
Well, you asked the question, are they worried? And I think you're going to have to be anytime you make a shift like this.
Yeah. Because
if it doesn't go according to plan, or something happens that you didn't account for, that's how people lose their jobs.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't. So I think that worry is probably in their heads as well. And I think that's why, going back to what we were talking about earlier, with them not outright saying we're abandoning Xbox consoles, and I'm not saying that they are, I think that's why they don't want to make that statement.
Yeah. Because
then, okay, we know where the end of the cliff is, and we don't want to jump off it. We're just going to ease you into that.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that they're worried, but I do think this is a smart decision for them, especially if they're not doing well with their hardware.
Yeah.
This makes sense. And the infrastructure is already there. They probably end up calling it something other than Xbox at some point. Once they have, once the console market's done, they'll probably call it something else completely.
Wow. Okay. It might just be Game Pass, the last standing, you know? Yeah. Right on. How about you, Scotty?
I think you were saying earlier, Fox, I think it could be part of the plan. I mean, in I'm not sure who did the podcast. In what Christopher's take on it. Is it Christopher?
Christopher Dring.
Yeah, Christopher Dring. So his take on it is the Xbox is in real trouble from a hardware perspective. But in Xbox's mind, they might think, yeah, but that's part of the plan because our plans lie somewhere else.
Yeah,
I think I agree with you guys with the Game Pass because the Game Pass has been so successful, and if you look at the data, because obviously with everything, data drives the market. If they're looking at the numbers and sees that Game Pass is very successful, then they're going to put all their energy into Game Pass because remember the financial backing will be from Microsoft. So as you said, Microsoft can bankroll Xbox for God knows when. So
yeah.
So I don't think so. It might seem like they're in real trouble, but maybe it's part of the plan because, again, like Nars was saying, they might just be phasing out because they just want to phase away from consoles. We're not saying that that's the case, but
right.
It might be a strategic plan. I mean, you don't become Microsoft, a very successful company, supporting back in the Xbox without having a plan. So I don't. I don't think this is the end, or I don't think they're in trouble, as it may seem. Maybe this is just part of the plan, and they just don't want to be involved in this particular market anymore, potentially.
Right on. Yeah. Okay.
What do you reckon, Fox? Same thoughts, or?
Yeah, I'm of two minds on this. I'm leaning much more towards this is part of the plan. Just because of the comments that came out from Phil Spencer, I'm leaning more towards this is part of the plan. But they could be, like looking at these reports and saying, sheesh, we got to do something about this. They could be, crapping bricks over there, but I lean more towards this is part of the plan. Hey, beautiful. What's up?
Can I watch a here?
Yes.
We have a special guest.
I know. You want the baby one? Okay.
The one when Natalie was pretending to be a baby. That's so funny.
All right. Hey, baby, I'll be right with you. Give me one quick second, okay? Okay. All right. Real quick. So I think we kind of got that one pretty good. Lastly, Take-Two. Take-Two, we know, is the creator of GTA franchise and the Red Dead Redemption franchise. They are now getting their hands on Borderlands, which I think is absolutely cool. And I'm going to crap all over Embracer Group real quick, just because the way that they handled everything during the pandemic, they were the worst of the bunch. I absolutely, I hate that they bought up so many of these amazing IPs just to sell them off for and what's really funny is I think they bought Gearbox for like 1 point some billion, and they only sold it for like half that, a little under half. So you get what you deserve on that.
Sorry, just on that, I think that so the 1 billion price tag was depending on how Gearbox did, how it performed as a company over the course of 6 years. Right, but they actually I think only paid like 363 million for it.
Really?
But still, yeah. So 363 million in 2021, and you're selling it now for 460 million in 2024. That's not a huge increase in value. I'm not a money guy as far as company valuations go.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that doesn't seem like a big increase. And they're selling it because they have to.
Right.
They're not selling it because they want to.
Right. Yeah. But so what really grinds my gears about them is them buying all these IPs when everything money was pretty much falling out of the sky for these gaming companies. They were making money hand over fist, and so they thought that they could just go out and blow all of it for some reason. And Embracer Group was the worst of the bunch. They bought all these lovely IPs. I want to say they had a hold of Crystal Dynamics, which is Lara Croft, the Tomb Raider series. I think they finally had to
Duke
give that one up too.
Duke Nukem was part of that, I think, as well.
Yeah.
So that's coming over to Take-Two.
So,
yeah, there's a bunch.
But yeah, freaking
hang on. Here's the list of franchises. So there's
Nice.
Borderlands and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I understand didn't do very well at all.
Right.
Why would you rate a Borderlands game T for teen? I don't know. That seems stupid, but maybe someone can explain it to me. Homeworld, Risk of Rain, Brothers in Arms, Duke Nukem, and whatever their future pipeline is. So those are the games that they have available. Those are the franchises that they have. And from what I understand, they already currently have a Borderlands game in development and a Homeland game in development. So I don't know if it's going to be Borderlands 4 or if it's going to be something else. But I think you mentioned this earlier. I think you said this earlier, Fox. I don't know if it was during the stream or before.
Yes, I think it has been confirmed that they're coming out with a Borderlands 4. I think that has been confirmed. Let me Google that. I passively remember that, but my brain's not very
How did
great.
Borderlands 3 do? I remember hearing about, like, I don't know what it is with these two games, Tiny Tina's Wonderland and Borderlands 3, but I remember hearing a lot about them before they came out. And when they came out, I heard nothing. Not a damn thing.
I heard it was pretty bad. The sales were bad.
That's really bringing it back. Yes, I heard the same thing, that people didn't like Borderlands 3.
I took a look at their stock, at Gearbox Interactive stock, for the past 5 years, and I saw it like really kind of dip down in 2022, and that's when Tiny Tina's Wonderland came out. I'm like, I wonder if that's related.
Possibly, probably, yeah. So yeah, Games Radar says Borderlands 4 is in active development. It is just one of numerous projects Take-Two plans to release with Gearbox. Yep.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, hopefully they do right by the franchise. And
Yeah,
then,
I think it's with the take. Oh, sorry, man. Go
ahead, Scotty. No.
Yeah, no, I think the Gearbox, bought up by Take-Two. I think they're going to be like Borderlands will be part of the 2K family. So, if you will, so that's WE2K, because do you remember the wrestling games? It used to be called. Because they were with THQ, I think, and then they got bought out by 2K Games.
Oh man, you're really going back.
Yeah,
I played the crap out of those games with friends, man. Those were some great games.
Yeah.
Do you remember No Mercy?
I don't remember what they were called. Honestly, I don't even remember what they were called. I just remember having a ton of fun.
Do you remember when 2K first came out with the sports games? Like, I remember it felt like it was such a downgrade from EA, from Madden. And it's like, oh, we got 2K, NBA 2K or NFL 2K. I was like, God, this feels so bad. Like, do they know what they're doing over there? But then they tightened it up. It is a juggernaut now. Goodness gracious.
I haven't played a 2K sports game since like NHL 2K5 or something like that.
I'm right there.
And I played in franchise mode. And the one thing I liked about that more than what EA had at the time was that you actually had to manage your team off the ice.
Yeah,
right? You had to bench people. There was more like micromanagement at the time than what EA has now. I really appreciated that.
Right on. Yeah. We're gonna get into this one's kind of it's only one portion, but it is kind of a slog here. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right. Here we go. Take-Two expects the transaction to deepen its successful relationship with Gearbox Entertainment and provide increased financial benefits through a fully integrated operational structure. Take-Two will acquire Gearbox's extensive portfolio of intellectual property, including full ownership of the critically and commercially acclaimed Borderlands and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands franchise, as well as Homeworld, Risk of Rain, Brothers in Arms, Duke Nukem, and Gearbox's future pipeline. Gearbox currently has 6 key interactive entertainment projects in various stages of development, including 5 sequels, 2 of which are from the Borderlands and Homeworld franchises, and at least 1 exciting new intellectual property. Beyond these plans, Take-Two believes that there are incremental opportunities to invest in new projects and to expand Gearbox's proven franchises. So I'm super excited about this. Anyone who can freaking claw a popular IP out of Embracer Group's hands, I'm totally fine with that. You know, it's like, I don't know if I'm being super clear.
I think you're being a little bit too subtle, Fox. I don't think people understand how much you don't like Embracer Group.
Oh my god. It's like they pulled the trigger. It's like, oh, we bought all these IPs. We're doing good. And plus we got a $2 billion freaking deal with the Saudi Arabian freaking company. Oh no, that fell through. Fire all the devs. Fire them all. Get rid of the IPs. You know, it's like, dude.
I could just imagine you when that happened with the whole Savvy Games Group. You're probably just sitting there eating popcorn going, oh no. Yes. Anyway.
It's more like the Joker. You get what you freaking deserve. It's more like that. That's where I'm at with them. Which, I mean, you know, wow. Joke's on me. I'm the one with clown makeup on my face, you know. But whatever. You get what you deserve. And I don't want to see them crumble, but I really do hope they learn a lesson. That's for sure.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. It doesn't look like they're going to be learning any lessons soon, but you know, whatever. You know, it's hard to tell. I mean, I don't know whether they're doing well or not, because their mobile side is doing really, really well. So
they may just be shifting focus. Yeah. And it could just be that shedding these franchises allows them to do that more easily, allows them to focus more on one side of their business than the other.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not selling Borderlands for a loss.
No.
And I think having a positive relationship, and they've worked with 2K before, I think that helps them.
Yes.
And also it kind of helps because if they were selling this for less than what they bought it for, that would also send a message out to anybody else that may be interested in buying Embracer assets. Yeah. That you don't have to pay full pop. You can just weight them down and buy it at a fire sale.
Hilarious. Yeah. I had no idea that stipulation was in place though. Like the 6 years and then, you know, pay the 1 point whatever billion it was. I had no idea. I didn't see that anywhere.
I'll see if I can find the article. Because I was interested in what they bought it for originally. Because I was reading an IGN article where they were saying they bought it for $363 million. I'm like, wait, that doesn't jive, because I read something else that said of 1 billion. So, but the 1 billion was future considerations.
Very
so
cool.
You know how like with sports athletes, so, you know, your contract is this, but if you get this many touchdowns or if you score this many goals, you get a bonus.
Yeah.
Right? That's cool. A significant one though, $1 billion. But
yeah,
again, not a money guy. It just seems like a lot to me.
Right? Yeah. No. Shoot, man, that seems like a lot. In any case, that's crazy. Love that. But yeah, Scotty, are you looking forward to Take-Two having control over Gearbox? And from what I heard, Embracer keeps some of Embrace. Oh God, let me get this right. Embracer gets to keep some of.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Okay, no one's watching. Just go for it. Just you in the mirror. Just go for it.
So, Embracer gets to retain some of Gearbox's stuff. So Take-Two didn't get everything, but are you excited to get a new, you know, Borderlands title from Take-Two?
There you go, man. You did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I've not really been into the Borderlands games, but I know people that are into Borderlands, because I think Borderlands is I wouldn't say it's an up and coming franchise because it's already there, but they're doing TV series or movies of it.
Yeah,
as well.
Movie. Yeah.
So, yes, so that's interesting. But I think it would. I'm excited in a way where, because going back to the wrestling games, I was a big fan of the wrestling games and THQ, and I can't remember the other guys involved at the time. They were building the wrestling games and it got really repetitive and lazy. When 2K came out with the first wave of wrestling games, it was a bit of the same, but they took a break for I think 2 years, because wrestling games usually came out every single year. So when 2K took that feedback into consideration and then took a break for 2 years, which was unheard of at the time for wrestling games. They got the game right and they started going in the right direction.
Yeah.
So I think we'll wait and see. But obviously now Gearbox will have the ability, I imagine, to have more budgets from a resource perspective, because obviously we've seen the 2K games developed, the Bioshocks that have been developed, the WE games, so maybe they've got more resources now. Marketing as well will push out to more people from a marketing perspective. I think that's the pros. The only con of it is you have to answer to so many individuals now. So will the developers have that freedom they had for the first 2 Borderlands? I won't say the third one because I think from what I heard, sales weren't that great. But
maybe had a little bit too much freedom there.
Yeah, that's it.
Who was that?
So now
I'm so sorry. Go, Scotty. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so they've got more people to answer to now because obviously it's going to be a bit corporate. So, you know, it's going to be a case of, don't be surprised because this is the way the world's going with games now. They bring out a game and then there's a shitload of DLCs and you got to pay so much money for DLCs. And Borderlands, I don't think, did a lot of that in the past. So don't be surprised if that changes, Borderlands fans. And this is the way you're going to play Borderlands now.
That's absolutely hilarious, man. Golly.
So we'll wait and see. Hopefully, as a gaming fan, obviously, I hope it goes well. Yeah. I hope they do it justice. But in reality, we probably know where it's going to go. It's going to be a game which is out, which is fine, but there'll be a lot of DLCs and it'll be the same thing, wouldn't it? Why are you charging us 20, 30 quid for a DLC? You know, like,
yes,
that's what I don't know if you guys, digressing slightly, I don't know if you guys played the new God of War.
Yes, Valhalla.
Yeah, well, Valhalla, exactly.
Yeah, so good.
It was a free DLC, man. It was free, and it was like not a full-fledged new game, but like I wouldn't be surprised if
wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. It was what's free DLC mean? What do you mean by a DLC I don't have to pay money for?
Yeah,
exactly,
a part of the game that's in addition to the original game that I'm not familiar with this concept.
I know. And the thing is,
strong too.
I think that Santa Monica, I think the developers are called. They had every right to charge us for that DLC because that was a bloody good DLC.
It was,
and they didn't. So I can't see that being the same for Borderlands. I just think there will be a game plus DLCs to pay for.
To that, building on what he said, Scotty, I wouldn't mind seeing that. You know, where it's like, here's a DLC for a game that you love. You get to the end, pay what you like, pay what you think.
Oh shoot, dude!
You know, if you really enjoyed this, pay $5 for it. You know, why not? Why not try that anyway? See how it goes.
We have that on film. That is forever here. You know that, right? That my mind's blown off that. I didn't even think about that. What? Like you could just donate money after the end of the game. It's like, hey man, throw in whatever you want, dude. Oh my God, that's blowing my mind right now. I don't know why. I was listening to you and it was like, the more you talk, the more like brains you started eking out of my ears. Like, what is going on here?
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Definitely, dude. Because I mean, that is wow. It's like to solve that problem. And I think maybe, I mean, just like thinking about it from their perspective right now, it's like, oh, we won't be able to make enough money to justify making it free. We can't rely on people to just donate what they feel. You know what I mean? It's like people will donate thousands of dollars to some Twitch streamers. You know what I mean? It's like, a good game, I'll pay money for that. I will pay money for that. It's like, if I feel like for Valhalla, I would pay $25. I'd pay $25 for that. Yeah. Legit.
Honestly, it helps their as far as analytics go. When you release a game, let's just say for this example that the DLC was released and it was sort of like a pay what you want at the end. If you like the game, pay whatever. That tells them whether they're on the right track at a very pure level. That's straight from gamers. Gamers are telling you what they think your product is worth. You can take that and then you can decide based on decide for other projects which direction to take them in. gamers seem to like this, so they're going to pay more money for it. Well, then maybe we can do this. And some companies would be able to use that data effectively, some not. But at least the information's there. You can do with it what you can interpret it whatever way you want.
Yeah. It's like the complete opposite of a microtransaction. That's crazy. It's like yin and yang or whatever.
The mechanism, it kind of exists for certain things, especially like freeware for usually like small companies. Like think of WinRAR, for example. WinRAR is an archiving program if you're not familiar with it. But the joke about it is like it always asks you to subscribe to this free software, and most of the time people don't. Right? They just use it for free, and it still works fully functionally.
Yeah.
But you can pay for it if you like it. Or like stock photos, you can tip the person that created this stock photo if you like it.
Very cool.
It's not quite free, but it's a little bit better than giving it away for free.
Yeah.
And it also gives you that information directly from consumers as well. So it's one approach I'd like to see more games take.
Yeah. Holy moly. Right on. Okay.
Sorry, before we move on, I did find what I was looking for. So Embracer Group, originally purchased Gearbox for $363 million, half in cash, half in newly issued Embracer Group shares.
Jeez.
I wonder what those are worth now. With an additional consideration of over $1 billion, also partially in shares, to be paid out if Gearbox hits certain targets within 6 years.
Gotcha.
So it hasn't been 6 years. So
okay. So they got to retain a little bit of money from that contract. Okay. Right on. Well, good on Embracer, I guess. Dang.
Damn it.
I know. It's like, oh, good for them. Burning up inside. Mother effers. Those mother effers. But yeah, no, friggin', I guess, whatever. But I think we'll coming towards the tail end of this. We covered everything I thought was important, interesting. Next time, you know, if and when you guys do show up, freaking shoot me over articles you find interesting, and we will definitely cover them. You know, that's what we do with Gamer. That's what we do with Panda. You know, so if you find an article you think is interesting, just send it to me, DM me, and we'll cover it.
Sounds good.
But any final thoughts?
Who wants to go first? Scotty, you wanna?
Yeah, I can go first.
Right on,
Firstly, just thank you for having me on, man.
Oh,
like, that's the first one that comes to mind.
Been so much fun, dude.
I think it's just been great to meet yourself, Noz. Sorry, Noz.
It's. I know who you're talking about.
Noz. Yeah, you know.
The other guy that's here.
Yeah, it's just been great. I think we spoke about a lot of good things today, things that needed to be mentioned from a gaming perspective, and we floated some good ideas as well. Well, I say we, it's more Nas. These good ideas.
Yeah, he's been the mastermind. So
yeah, man. It's the marketing genius over here. You watch,
like, please, no.
All your ideas you're gonna start seeing reflected on IGN, on GameSpot, and Microsoft are gonna do all these things. I'm gonna say, hey, man, we know who did that first.
Yeah,
I don't. You know what? I don't care so much about getting credit. If it's a good idea, I hope it gets adopted. It doesn't have to have my name on it. Just go out there and do it if you think it's a good idea. Sorry, go ahead.
Man. That's it. No. But no, it's been great. Appreciate you guys.
Oh man.
I've had so much fun on here, man.
Did you
I've had so much fun. Thank you so much. Oh, I really, really did. You guys are great to hang out with and just talk about this stuff with. And I learned a lot. I've got some stuff I need to check out, like some soundtracks to check out, some games to check out, some games that I haven't thought about in forever that I have to go. Maybe I'll stream. I don't know.
Very cool.
Thanks again for having me. It was such a pleasure to be here.
Of course. Freaking we do have
and Scotty, it was great to meet you too, man.
Yeah, and you know, man, it's been good.
Before you guys go, we do have a few more comments real quick. We'll breeze through them. Lord Beer says exactly. Nasig, he's a Capcom king. I think he's referring to
Inafune.
Or Inafune.
I have to learn how to say that name right.
Me too. Lord Beerus, Mega Man did some Sega Genesis games, and I believe X3 came out for Saturn too. I almost forgot about the Sega Saturn. That's dope.
Oh, right.
Lord Beerus again. Fox sounded like Heath Ledger Joker when he said, "It's part of the plan." It's part of the plan. Lord Beerus again. I think it was THQ and Ukes that
Yes,
did the old
Ukes.
WWF
Yes, it was.
wrestling games.
Yeah, good shout, Liberis. Yeah, it was.
On.
That's what it was. That's it.
Do you guys remember the old arcade cabinet that had the WWF games? Like, this is back when you had like Typhoon and Earthquake and Big Boss Man and Hulk Hogan. This big arcade cabinet.
No,
Am I the only one that remembers this?
I don't. Arcade no, I don't remember.
Oh, I'll post it on Twitter afterwards.
Awesome.
I will find it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Right on. Lord Beers again, excellent panel, everyone. Job well done, absolutely exceptional work. Thank you, Lord Beers. And then Gamer Geek, hey guys, I was able to hop in for a moment. Sorry I had to miss the stream today. Looks great so far. We're looking forward to you showing up next time. That's for sure. Lord Beers, WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game. Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about.
Lil Beerus knows it. Oh, it really is Lil Beerus.
And every time. So Beerus, you're as much a part of this as we are, dude. Thank you so much. That's awesome. But I think we can go ahead and sign off real quick. I just want to say for Scotty, oh gosh, what did I do just now? For Scotty, you can find him. All their stuff is in the description. He does a podcast type thing with a mate of his, and it is absolutely hilarious. I absolutely love it.
Thank you, man.
And yeah, you guys get into topics that are near and dear to gamers. You know what I mean? So if you're a gamer, you like to get into interesting conversations, go ahead and go to their channel, watch their videos, comment. Obviously, do all that good stuff. It's definitely valuable to have and support the channels that you like to watch for sure. So subscribe, like, and all that, And Gnostic, his credentials are also in the description. Retro and indie, Fume, you got it.
Fumes.
It looked like such a fun game. Twisted Metal.
You got to try it.
The first thing that came to mind when
you got to try it and let me know what you think, man.
Right on. Will do. But you can find all his credentials, his YouTube, his Twitter, and his Twitch in the description. Go ahead and show some love to these guys. They absolutely deserve it. One of the sharpest minds I've ever met, in talking about gaming. It's an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. Goodness gracious.
That, man.
Yeah, heck yeah. All right, we'll go ahead and sign out. I'll get my little spiel at the end, and then we'll go ahead and say goodbye. All right, guys. See you guys on the other side.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. I think we had a freaking fantastic panel today. I don't know what it is about me. I get extremely lucky with that kind of thing. But again, go support those guys. You can find their credentials in the description. It's been so much fun talking with them today. As for me, I got the book down there. You can support us with the links over here. That's also in the description. And until next Saturday, keep it casual. Peace.